What's up, Boldies? It's your boy Remy from That So Bold, and as you guys can see from the title, today's show is a follow-up interview with Angelica Mendez. You guys, there has been so much stuff going on. Sorry, y'all, my phone. But you guys, there has been so much stuff going on after the interview that we did with her. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with social media, from her Facebook page to Instagram pages that are covering the story. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. So I wanted her to come back into the studios today so we can further discuss, what happened after the live. And y'all, there's a lot of stuff she wants to tell us. So I am going to let you guys come rolling in. I see y'all saying, let's get this shit popping, y'all. We finna get it popping because, y'all, let me tell you, I have to call some bloggers out. I will be calling some media outlets out. It's a lot of nasty things going on, and I feel like everyone is making it about themselves and not Molly and not justice for Molly. So, y'all, we finna get into that. But before I give y'all my opinion and I read the girls down, y'all know I have to let Angelica come up on here, defend herself and explain herself. So, I'm gonna let it, I'm gonna let the numbers go up a little bit, y'all, because I know it's kind of early. We usually don't do lives this early, but y'all, she's ready, she's here, and we gotta hear from Angelica because she is the main source to this story outside of Molly, and I really feel like the things that are said about her are disgusting, disgusting, y'all. So, you know what? Let's just let Angelica in the studio now.
Hello.
1 second, y'all.
Mm.
Hey, Angelica, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Okay, Boldies, if you guys can hear Angelica, just type the number one. I know the last time you guys said that, the audio was a little low, so I want to make sure you guys can hear her really good before we start this interview. Okay, Angelica, the Boldies are in full support of you, and they're saying that they're locked in and they're listening. So I guess we could start this video and this interview. So first off, Angelica, how are you doing?
I'm under a lot of stress, but I'm doing well.
Okay, so before we get into, what you have to say, let me just give a little recap. For those who are listening for the first time, this is Angelica Mendez, and she is the young lady who witnessed the alleged, abuse or mistreatment of Molly in Costco. So if you guys want a little bit more background to the story, you can listen to the first live that we did. I'm not going to spend too much, time speaking on what we've already spoken about. This interview is more so about what's been going on after because Angelica witnessed some things at Costco that she felt were, mistreatment and abuse. And y'all, she did the right thing. She spoke on it, she reported it. And because of that, she's being harassed, threatened, targeted. Even media outlets and bloggers are trying to say she's lying. It's just a lot of nasty things going on. So, Angelica, I know you said that you're a little stressed out. Are you stressed because of the backlash you've been receiving after you've spoken out?
Yes, yes, of course it's that.
So tell us a little bit more about what's been going on. Because, after we did our interview, I was really excited. I thought, this was perfect. People can hear from the person who was a witness to the alleged, mistreatment and abuse. And it seemed like a lot of people turned on you. So I want to know from your point of view, why do you think that is?
Just because of what the Riverside County Sheriff Department's trying to proclaim and put out there. People are out there putting false allegations, lies. It's not even allegations. People are exposing lies. Um, just mixing up the story to make it benefit them and less about the actual situation. Now they're making it seem like
Angelica? Hold on, guys. I think she might have lost service. Um, 1 second. Let me just double check. 1 second. If I'm sure you guys, are you guys able to hear her or not? Let me know in the live chat. I'm gonna try to get her back in here because I can't hear her.
hello.
Yes, Angelica.
Did it cut off? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
it cut off. It's fine. You can continue.
Okay, where was I last at? I'm so sorry.
So you were basically just saying, like, long story short is that you feel like maybe the police department has a hand in the media trying to turn on you.
Oh yes, yes. I believe that they're just trying to do anything they can in their will to ease the weight on their shoulders to just put it on me and just try to make me seem like the bad person. To be honest, it's not even about me. It shouldn't even be about me. It should be about what's going on behind closed doors and what's going on with Molly. Like that's the main concern. It's not about, oh, let's investigate Angelica. Oh, let's this about Angelica. Oh, let's that about Angelica. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a witness and what I saw at Costco. Like that's it. There can be a false report. If somebody's making a report and you guys dropped an investigation in less than 19 hours, how do we even know she's
So,
okay?
so
What
I wanna, I wanna, I wanna ask you some stuff further on that because I'm seeing some people in our comments asking questions. I've seen people on social media ask questions. So let's clarify that. After
Okay.
you seen, you said that you seen Molly being mistreated. You actually went and called the police department right then and there inside of Costco, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
And then once you called the police, and you said two officers came and spoke to you, or was it just one?
Two officers came. One of them just was listening. He got on the field right away to go look for the family. The
Mm-hmm.
other one stayed listening, but he was more listening to the witness other than me, the actual person who called.
Okay, I get it, I get it. Okay, so my other question is, so what I'm not understanding, what's not correlating for me is how are they accusing you of making a false report if they actually came to the scene where the incident happened, spoke to the family, spoke to you, and if they were able to check Costco's, video footage, they would see that you were in contact with the family. There was clearly some type of
Yeah,
exchange. So what
and
was
that's what
false
I'm
about the
saying.
report?
They saw the video, but it's just weird how they don't want to expose the video. Why can't we expose that video? Why did they make Costco sign a paper where they can no longer expose that video? To me, that
Hmm.
that that doesn't even make any type of sense to not want to expose a video where we need to prove our point. I was speaking to that family. I spoke to Molly. It's all on camera in the Costco footage. If we call Andy, the manager, he's going to say, I cannot give you that footage. Why? Why can't you give us
So
that footage so we can see?
you've requested the
Yes.
footage to see it, and they told you they cannot give you the footage.
I told me they cannot give me the footage, and they told me they're not allowed to speak about it any further.
Hmm. Okay. So for the record, you guys who are asking in the comments, yes, Angelica did call the police right then and there. And they did come, they did investigate, guys. They spoke to the family, they spoke to Angelica. I'm gonna assume, guys, they had to have spoke to some staff at Costco. Angelica, did they speak to staff at Costco?
They spoke to some staff, yes.
Okay.
And those staff that I went to go speak to told
Mm-hmm.
me they're not allowed to speak about the case at all. At
Hmm.
all. That it was told that they're not allowed to talk about what happened for them to continue with their days and their work days as if it was just another day.
So the staff is not allowed to speak about the case, and Costco is not allowed to release the footage. That's what you're telling me.
Hmm. Yes, correct.
Okay, that you guys are open to make your own assumptions based off the facts that Angelica is giving you, but to me, that's very suspicious. If there's a case, especially involving a minor, you should want to. Everyone involved should be able to see the footage, and even more so if there's no actual abuse going on. There was Angelica. I think you were the one who said, or someone said that he actually kicked Molly under the table.
Yes, as she was trying to, every time she was saying no in the beginning that she was not hungry and that she was okay, is when he was like signaling her under the table with a kick. And then that's when I noticed it and I asked her, hey, like, baby, are you okay? Like, you know what? I'm going to call the cops and you're going to be okay. I just need to know from your voice if everything's okay. And that's when she told me otherwise. She told me no, that she is hungry and
Hmm.
that she would be hurt if she was to get any type of food from me, receive any food, and that once she got home, they would allegedly rape her.
So let me ask you this question, Angelica. So when Molly said this to you, was she away from them or was this right in front of
It
them?
was right in front of the whole family.
So they
That's
they
why.
overheard her say this.
Oh, they heard her. That's why, as you can see, the lady who's on the same row as her, there's a little girl, and then there's a lady next to her. That lady you can see in my video ends up telling the dad in the video that I took, why would you guys even answer her? Now look what you guys started. That's when she was like, we need to leave because she called police. And that's why they were in a rush to leave. My
So when
question
we
is,
seen the video of him walking away with Molly and he had his hand on Molly's shoulder, that was after she made that statement to you and they tried to rush
yes,
off because they realized
yes,
you contacted the
yes,
authorities.
yes.
Okay.
My
Okay.
question is, why would they leave before the authorities even got there? And like, in order for them to even ask if she was okay, that's all it was. It was just to see if Molly was okay. And they fled the scene to where they went back to their state of Arizona. And our investigators here never spoke to the family, actually. They've never spoke to the family. It was the investigators in Arizona. And from
Well,
my understanding is if
mhm.
something occurs in the state of California, it's the state of California's investigation, not no Arizona's. So,
Mm.
you know,
So let me also ask you this, and which is also very weird to me. Well, not really ask, make an observation. Um, Most video nowadays has audio. Sometimes you have it where you can a store or a company has video footage but no audio. I'm gonna assume Costco has audio. So what I don't understand is a lot of people are trying to say that you're lying, that she did not say she was going to be raped. They're trying to say that you're not telling the truth. But if the Riverside Police Department and if Molly's family are trying to say you're lying or they're trying to shut you up, why not release the footage that also
I
may
thank
have
you.
audio
Thank
that
you.
can exonerate them and expose you for allegedly being
Hmm.
a liar? So it's just weird.
Exactly.
I
They're
mean,
just saying it. They're saying it without evidence. And that's what I am that's what I'm pissed off about. They want to keep saying it without evidence. I'm not saying it with just without evidence. I actually had a footage where they're neglecting her and not feeding her and how they're saying that she is sick. You guys can see it in her face. Oh my, you guys can see it in her face that she's not even, trying to deny it. None of the family was denying anything I said on the video. None of them. They never told me to stop recording. They never said on the video that it was lies. They never once waited till the
well,
police
because
got there to say, otherwise.
to
They
me,
never,
they
none
assumed
of
that
that.
your video would have no reach. They thought, you wouldn't be able to make any noise. I'm sorry, and that people would not hear about this. So I think reasons why they were not, trying to tell you to stop is because they didn't think this would become a big thing. But the mistreatment and the abuse of a child is a very serious matter. So for the people who feel that you should have just bought groceries or you should have just minded your business, I feel like you are a disgusting person to anybody who has been saying that about Angelica. Because if it was your child, or someone that you know who was possibly being mistreated, even if it's not true, saying something can also prevent something from happening. So the people who said she should have just been, shopping and minding her business, why is she involved? That's disgusting. Because whether it's true or false, from what we see in the video, Molly does not look well. So Angelica speaking out possibly could save Molly's life. You guys really should look at it like that instead of trying to tell her she should have just been shopping at Costco. I
Yeah,
find that
those
to
are
be
people that are
disgusting.
just trying to blind themselves from the truth. Those are people that just like every other person who was right there watching it happen and not speaking up. They're just like everyone else. It's like when somebody's right there beating a kid and they're just watching, they're going to be just like the people that are just watching instead of somebody that's actually sticking up. They can say all the things they want to say. At the end of the day, nobody was there besides me. Nobody was there and can say, hey, she's lying. Because no, all you guys that say that I'm lying, you guys weren't there and you guys have not saw the footage, and that's exactly my question to why the footage is not being exposed. They
So
want to say my report was false. A report can never be false. A report can never be false because I would need the proof to prove that it's false. Something. I don't have
so
anything to say
Angelica,
that it's a lie.
Let me ask you this question as well, because I do definitely believe you. I think a lot of people do believe you as well. You have some people who are trying to discredit you, but regardless of it all, you are a person who was shopping in a grocery store. You saw something and you said something, so no one should be downing you, period, because whether it's true or false, you saying something, like I said, could possibly help save someone's life. So let's just ignore the haters. I more so want to know, after you did our interview, I spoke to you and you came to me and you told me about other blog pages trying to discredit you. And instead of commending you for speaking up, they went to make videos saying that you're lying and allowed their fans to attack you. So I want you to give the boldies and the people who are listening a little bit more insight on that, and let us know, how has, bloggers and media outlets other than us been treating you since you've spoken up?
They've literally been harassing and having their own subscribers threaten me, like Paris Milan and some guy named Video Matt Podcast. Both of those YouTubers have been telling the subscribers to spy on me, investigate on me, and do the most.
So you're
And
saying Paris Milan is one of these bloggers. So can you
yes,
explain a little bit about that? Because allegedly there was a video made where Paris told her fans that you're lying.
there's no way I'm lying because I have people recording her live. So she could say that it's a lie, but there's people that recorded her live and showed it to me because I blocked her. I didn't want to see any more nonsense coming from her because one minute she was all about Molly and the next minute she's all about me. So
Mm.
I ignored the fact of what she was doing because at the end of the day, it's not what just one blogger says and not what anybody else has to say, but what I saw. And if there was going to be justice, done, because anybody can say what they want to say. But
So
at
you
the
feel like
end,
a lot of bloggers are taking away from, justice for Molly and trying to make it
yes,
about you or themselves.
correct.
Okay. Okay, I get that. So guys, to give you guys a little bit more information, other bloggers like Paris, and Paris, I'm coming at you very direct because to me, what you did was disgusting. I feel like if the story is about the safety of a young girl, we should make it about that, because based off what we see in the video, she doesn't look well. So it could be that she's sick and she needs medical treatment. It could be that she's emotionally distressed and she needs some type of counseling. Based off the video, whether it's because she's sick or she's going through it mentally or emotionally, we can see from her face she's not well. So that should trump all of the allegations, the assumptions. We should just be focused on Molly, and we should be happy that Angelica is bringing light to the story. So for people like you, Paris, to go on your very large platform and tell your fans that she's lying, that she's in it for money, and then allow your fans to sit in your comments and attack someone who's worried about the welfare of a child, that's ridiculous. And, Angelica, I want you to clarify too. People are trying to say that you're trying to gain money off of this. Can you speak on that a little bit so people can understand?
I don't know how you can gain money off of this when at the end of the day, I was never looking into any money. When I exposed that video, I never said, hey, help me because I want money. I've never said that. I never put on there, hey, I'm doing this for clout because I was never said. So all of it's just allegations. It's always just people want to
So
speak to their subscribers.
so let me ask you a question, not to cut you off. So, okay, because you did in fact set up a GoFundMe page,
Yes,
but
I did.
the reason why you were telling people to donate to your GoFundMe or for your Cash App is not to profit off of Molly's story, but because you feel like your life is in danger, like as if the police department and others are targeting you, and you feel you need to be lawyered up.
Yes, correct. I mean, it's an obvious that they're already attacking me, stalking me, harassing me on the outside of my home. And for them to set me up and say, hey, we're here to give you a protection order. I go try to explain why I would need a protection order and why I wanted to press charges on Paris Milan and all those,
Oh,
people.
wait, hold on. Wait, let's rewind, guys. We might get a That So Bold exclusive. So, Angelica, so basically, because of the. So let me ask you this. After Paris made that live, you started to get harassed more?
Definitely. I actually have a video that's 1 minute long with a vehicle from Texas plates when they were outside down the street a little further away from me. just watching us, watching me and my aunt and my cousins, because I had my family around me. I'm not trying to be alone anymore. I was watching my house from a distance, and I was with my family members where they witnessed that there was a vehicle following us all the way to get food, where I didn't acknowledge it. But when we came back, they came down the same street and parked more further down the street and stayed there. And so they told me, hey, let's just pull out and let's see if they pull out too. Let's see if they flip it and come around and get behind us. That's exactly what I did. And that car ended up pulling out, flipping it, and getting right behind us.
So hold on, let me get this straight because that has to be scary. So guys, what I want
Very
you to
scary.
understand is the effect of journalism, correct? Just like how sometimes you guys come to me and you tell me, "Oh, that's not true. This is not true. That's not true." That's you guys' opinion. But when it comes to the safety of a child or the safety of a person who is relaying information that may be sensitive, you have to be careful about what you say. So for people like Paris, or for other bloggers who go on their very large platforms and say that Angelica's lying, that she's in it for money, and then you allow your fans to harass her, you guys are opening the door for people like the person that Angelica just explained to be able to follow her, harass her in a real life setting. You have to be careful about what you report and how you report it. Because we should be more worried about the safety of Molly than to gain views and get attention off of making a video trying to discredit a person who's just trying to be making sure a person that is a minor is safe. It's disgusting. And I'm really sorry, Angelica, that you have to deal with being harassed and stalked. But I want people to understand that the only reason why you asked for money to begin with was because you knew this was going to be a very public case and that you possibly would need to be lawyered up so that you can be able to defend yourself.
Exactly. I mean, I seen it coming. I seen it coming. They put out that they had a warrant for a traffic ticket, which was false because when you searched me up in the beginning, it never showed any type of warrant. Any type of warrant. The screenshots when my fiance, my boyfriend, looked up my case, never showed a warrant. When my sister looked it up at 9 in the night, 9:10 in that night, last night, it showed, hey, we got it for a warrant for a traffic ticket. If this was such a big thing for a traffic ticket, why not do it the time that I was supposed to, go to court for the traffic ticket? To me, it wasn't a big deal because I was doing payments already. So at the end of the day, there was no need to do a warrant for a traffic ticket.
And
And then
that doesn't make any sense to me. And to clarify,
exactly,
because I want you, I'm gonna give you the chance to tell us what happened with your arrest. But before we get to that, I want to make it very known that you said that you wanted to go to the police station, or you went to the police station to seek protective custody, and you were also gearing up to probably try to report Paris Milan and other bloggers for defamation.
yes.
Okay.
We
So
actually met in my town. I didn't just go into their station. I had them come to my town where I had family and friends that were around the gas station area and the Vaughn's parking area where they watched what occurred. They didn't think that I was gonna get set up. Nobody expected another sheriff um, vehicle to pull up and just tell me you're under arrest. And they said you have a
mm.
warrant out for your arrest. I did not expect any of
And
that.
this was when you were on your way to the police station already for something else.
Uh, no, I was never on my way to their station. We were actually there. I told them I was not going to their station because I didn't trust it, that I would want them to come to my town. So they came to Vaughn's gas station and they met there and told me, hey, we have the paper for you to sign and for you to give us more information and more details on who this Paris Milan is and why you are seeking
Mm.
protection. We were barely getting into any type of detail. It was probably a minute and 30 seconds till another sheriff pulls up so quick, and just tells me, "Hey, we're arresting you. There's a warrant out for your arrest." And never told me my rights. They never told me what my warrant was about. And when I was in the back seat, and as they have that computer right there to say, to show if there's a warrant, it never showed a warrant. It just showed that they wanted my phone and that they wanted to citate me, which is just a ticket. So if it's for a ticket, why is there even a warrant being out? There was no warrant, and now they put it last night that there was a warrant. But before that, there was never a warrant. When people were looking me up, there was never a warrant.
Well, if that's the case, if there was a warrant out for your arrest, with all of the public attention that this case has been getting, I'm sure the haters would have been able to pull that up and post it on their YouTube pages and on their Instagram
Exactly.
pages.
Thank
So
you.
I'm
It would
pretty
have
sure
been
there
there.
was no warrant out for your arrest. And I want to make that very known because our boldies and anyone who's listening, you guys know how the gossip world, the blogging world works. If there was a warrant out for Angelica's arrest, I'm sure it would have been plastered everywhere. So this new warrant that came about, as Angelica is saying, is from some type of a traffic violation, aka bullshit, y'all. They were looking for a reason to
Thank
detain
you.
her to stop her from giving public interviews and speaking out on the case. Because the more she speaks out about it and the harassment and the mistreatment that she's getting, is the more attention that's coming to the police department.
And it's not
So
even just that. The fact that they took my personal belongings without consent. I never consented to giving them my phone. They took my phone. Never once a consent. They took it because Officer Torres said, "Hey, I need that for investigation." Why would you need it for any type of investigation when the investigation was closed? Case was closed. Now I want my personal belongings back. I want my phone back because now that's just harassment right there. They don't need my phone for no evidence, no nothing. Because at the end of the day, didn't they say that the case was closed in less than 19 hours? So
well,
why
well
take my phone?
it's two questions I'm going to ask you because the comment section is getting hot and a lot of people have questions. But to clarify, you guys, she's definitely telling the truth about her phone being taken. And I know that for a fact because after the interview that I had with Angelica, I've been keeping in contact with her to make sure that she is okay, to check in with her. And the number, I'm sorry, that I was speaking to Angelica on is no longer the number that she's communicating on to me with now. It's a whole different number. So clearly her phone was confiscated. But I want to clarify something, Angelica, because some people are saying that you said that a police officer gave you a black eye.
When they arrested me and they were when they literally they arrested me, they had me against the door, like they had shoved me against the door where I'm screaming, I'm telling my brother-in-law, record, I'm trying to get him to record. The more I'm trying to turn his way, they shove my face the opposite way, but you guys can clearly see that they're not even letting my face be exposed. When they turned my face the other way, I hit the I don't know what part of it, like, but when you open the door, there's a side right there. I hit that part. My right eye hit that part, which caused my eye to get bruised. It's not exaggerating like people would expect it to be, but it's bruised to where when I blink my eye, it hurts. So yes, that does hurt, and yes, they arrested me for no reason. Like it's just none of it makes any sense.
So to clarify, guys, a police officer did not punch her. So to those who are saying that's what she's saying,
No, I was
Angelica,
never punched.
you've been very vocal with our brand. So she's clarifying that she was never punched, that she was not assaulted. They were rough with her, but she got the bruise from being from your face hitting against something. So let's clarify that. But to those who are in here trying to say that what Paris did was okay, it's all fair journalism. No, it's not. When you make a video and you go and you say that someone is lying and you didn't even directly speak to them, that's slanderous because this is not no Cardi B and Nicki Minaj little petty music story. This is about the safety of a child and the safety of someone who is reporting something that's very serious. So when you go on your platform and you say, oh, she's lying, she's in it for money, she's this, she's that, and then your fans, which I was reading the comments, her fans then went on in the comments to try to discredit Angelica, to say she's lying, to make up. You guys even started to go as far as to talk about the custody of her own kids and the story of that, which I feel is no one's business because it has nothing to do with this case. And she has custody of her children. So when you guys do all of that, you're taking away from Molly. And it's very unfair for someone to be slandered in that way on a very large platform. And then because of that, fans are threatening her, or then she has to deal with all this extra BS. Enough is enough. Like, we're going to call the bullshit. What she did was wrong. And of course, you guys are not going to be able to go see it to reference what I'm saying because it's deleted. But Angelica, you can let the Boldies know you got videos and screenshots of the actual live.
Yes, I do. From a lot of her subscribers who unsubscribed from her because they believed that what she was doing was making a platform about me and less about the actual situation, which isn't about Molly. She's trying to make it, oh, let's investigate on Angelica. Let's spy on. She told her subscribers to spy on me. So therefore, why do any of that and not spy on the family where we don't even know if Molly's okay? We haven't got that confirmation from her physically. So, like it's just nonsense for her to ask people to investigate me. Go ahead, investigating me. Now, I had a clean record, always had a clean record. Now they have me for this citation of who knows what, and it's just a lot of it's
So,
just a
Angelica,
headache.
before we continue on with this video, we're gonna give our viewers a chance to be able to connect with you. So, a lot of people in the comments are asking, and we're gonna actually go ahead and write now your Cash App. We're gonna write that in the comments. We're gonna actually post, guys, her GoFundMe. You guys do not have to donate if you don't want to, but for the record, Angelica needs assistance with getting a very good lawyer. As you guys can see, she's having trouble with the Riverside Police Department, and now media outlets are bashing her, and she just feels like she's not safe. So the donations are going towards a lawyer for her, and I'm sure, Angelica, you'll show proof along the way of whatever the
Of
funds are
course, there
going
will be
to.
receipts. It would just be proven that it's for a lawyer. Honestly, like I would not. I was financially stable by myself, doing it by myself with my boyfriend. We were good, but now it's a little out of hand where we have broken windows, harassment threats, all types of things. Where now I need a lawyer because I got cited for no reason. I got
Okay.
arrested with no warrant. Like these are things that I'm going to sue them for because hey,
Guys, I think her phone went out again. Let's just wait a second. Um, Also, guys, if there's anything specific you want me to ask her, I'm reading the chat live right now. Go ahead and type your questions. I'm going to ask her whatever questions you guys have,
I'm sorry,
whether
did it
it's
cut
about.
off?
Yes. I was letting our listeners know. I'm going to allow them to ask in the chat some questions they want me to ask you. And we're
Okay.
also going to post your Cash App, the GoFundMe link. But also, people want to know how can they maybe even contact you directly. Do you have social media accounts?
I have my messenger. I personally deactivated my Facebook because I feel like the cops are just gonna try to be more upset if I continue to expose more. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like my life is really in jeopardy. You guys don't understand. My life is really in jeopardy, along with my family's. We shouldn't have to be watched for no reason. Like I'm just a human being. I was just doing what was right. I shouldn't have to be watched for doing what's right. But obviously, when there's something guilty and something going on and they're trying to cover up, they're going to do the best they can to scare me. Which, I mean, at this point, I am scared because I got arrested. And as I'm in the back seat, so you guys can know, my thoughts were up and down. You guys never know what happens when you're already in the arms and cares of a police officer. They're crooked. They can abuse you. They can physically have people go in your cell and abuse you. And those are the thoughts that were coming to my mind that I was just going to be killed. That's what I thought. Because when people speak up and expose the truth, days later, they either go missing or they end up dead. So
Um,
that's to me is what my thoughts were coming to, and people wouldn't understand it because they weren't behind a backseat of a sheriff with no proof of a warrant.
and
No proof of
that's true.
anything.
You guys are not. Well, and I'm not even in her shoes, so I don't know how she feels. You guys don't know how she feels. But the listeners, the supporters, you guys, like I said, are more than welcome to donate if you choose to. But Angelica, we do have some questions from some of our listeners that I want
Of
to ask
course,
because I want to make sure that we cover all bases before you go. I know a lot of people are going to come back and listen to this interview, so I want to make sure that
yes.
they're able to get all their questions answered. But hold on one second. I'm scrolling. Okay, let's
I just
see.
start with one of them. One
Sure,
of the
go
main
ahead.
ones.
Go ahead.
One of the ones that I want to answer that I'm not going to expose into detail is I've always had custody of my kids. I shared a joint custody battle with my ex partner, who are the father to my children, where I now have full legal custody. So for all you guys saying, oh yeah, she's had her children taken away, I've never ever had my children taken away. They've always been in safe care and safe hands with me. So therefore, all those allegations are false. Never had my children taken away.
So that's the number one question, guys. That was definitely stated in Paris's live. That was said on other media pages. People were trying to compare the Molly situation to Angelica and her own personal situation with kids that she has custody of. It's disgusting, but I'm glad she clarified that because she definitely has custody of her kids, and it has nothing to do with this Molly situation. So, that she answered that. Another question is I just seen a really good one. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it. Okay, people are asking. Da, da, da. Okay, people are asking. Well, clearly there's not. But is there any type of body cam footage to your knowledge of the arrest that you just
That's what
recently
I
had?
want. I want to get into detail with that, but I'm sure it's just going to be like the Costco footage where we can't expose it, you know? So I am
Right,
going, when I do take it to court, I am going to request to the judge because she's the one that can give that final answer. I'm going to request to him if we can expose that body footage because you guys are going to see that I'm right there so confused. I'm telling the other investigators that were trying to supposedly help me. I'm telling them what's going on. We don't know. We don't know. What are you guys doing here? Playing the scene, playing the part when they knew exactly what was going on and exactly what was happening, and they set me up to arrest me. And they didn't just do it nicely; they did it in their own way, where it was aggressively to a
right.
pregnant woman. So yes,
But there was, and to your knowledge, there is body cam footage.
I'm sure
You
there is.
don't have it, or you haven't seen it.
I never saw it. Yeah, I never really was paying attention to a body cam in that moment. I was confused why I was being arrested. So I
Yeah.
mean, I can ask them for one because I'm sure they're supposed to have a body footage or body cam. So I am going to ask them for that because all you're going to see is a lot of me trying to get my brother to record the scene and how they're aggressively putting me in the vehicle, grabbing onto me because I'm not hesitating. I'm just trying to get my brother's attention to record. And they're making it seem like I'm hesitating to just get in the vehicle. Like, no, I'm going to get in the vehicle. There's no way I'm going to run with handcuffs on me. But they didn't need to
Some
be aggressive.
some questions. I'm sorry, it's coming to me live. I'm reading. I'm trying to keep up and remember. Another question that I'm seeing here is, did okay. This is a positive one. Before I get into this next one, if you had the chance to, would you adopt Molly?
Of course. Of course. Of course I would adopt that little girl. There is no doubt that I wouldn't. I seen it in her eyes that she doesn't even feel comfortable around the family. You could see the fear, the neglect. Of course I would. Because if that was my child, and let me say it like this, if that was my child, I would not just disown him because she says she's sick and having a tummy pain. And my baby told me I do not want food because I don't feel well. Guess what, baby? You're gonna get a meal and be involved just like the rest of us, and you can save that meal until you get hungry on the road. You know, or if you're not feeling well, let me get you a bottle of water and you're going to drink it. Because I'm gonna tell my daughter, you gotta drink something. You gotta have something inside your system. Hydrate yourself. But I'm not just gonna discourage them and say no because they say no. I'm not feeding my child, and I'm gonna have the rest of the family eat in front of them when that's just wrong. No, I'm going to include my kid. So yes, I would adopt Molly. I really would adopt. I would
That's
definitely
that's
adopt
that's
her.
that's such a beautiful thing. Another question. I have like three more. So the first one I'm going to ask is: people are wondering what's been going on with your social media pages. Is it you deleting them? Is it someone else? Allegedly, your Facebooks keep getting
My
deleted.
TikTok was the one that got reported. That wasn't me. My Facebook and my Instagram, yes, I'm the one that's deactivating it because I feel like those are the ones that are catching more attention, and those are the ones that I'm being more watched on by the police, and those are the ones that are, I feel more
You're
scared
being
because the more
harassed
I,
on those
yes,
ones.
yes,
Okay.
I'm like
So
scared. Like there's no way around it. I'm scared for my life.
is it true that you made a statement on one of your social media pages saying that the police tackled you and that you verbatimly said that they gave you a black eye? Is that true?
They did. When they were arresting me, how I'm telling you guys, when they were putting
Mm-hmm.
the handcuffs on me, they threw me first on the engine. Okay, they threw
Mm-hmm.
me first on the engine where it's in the beginning. You can see they're putting me against the engine, and then as I'm trying to, I didn't like at that moment the pain that I was feeling. I was just blinding myself because I wanted to get some kind of video captured. So I'm screaming for my brother to capture that, that scene. because he's not seeing what's going on. He's just in his vehicle, just on his phone. So as I'm screaming is when he's noticing, he gets out of his vehicle, and that's when he sees them shoving me into the vehicle.
Mm.
Yes, and if I could get that body cam or whatever the case is, I'm definitely going to bring it to light. And I'm definitely going to have that and seen by a judge, because they the vehicle and I'm not even hesitating. I'm going, I'm complying. I'm complying. I just want there to be evidence just in case there was no evidence, because they're cricket cops. I wanted it to be seen by a witness with their other phone, showing that I'm being, like more, how do you say it, aggressively put in the back seat for no
Right.
reason.
That
No
that that
reason.
makes that definitely, I get that. That makes sense. Questions are rolling in. Another question, and I don't know if you know this. There's really right now a lot of people who are on your side. I know you feel like a lot of people are against you, but there's more people on your side than against you, in my opinion, because there are people who are trying to rally up people to protest for, and Mali, and for you, for justice, to keep you safe, to make sure that Mali is getting a proper, thorough investigation. So I wanted to know, would you participate in any protest if there was a protest maybe for justice for Mali in your area? Would you participate?
Yes, I definitely would. I definitely would participate.
Well, I will be getting back to you very soon because we have been speaking with some people who are actually going to be conducting some protests to bring awareness to this situation with Mali, and also to ensure your safety. So I want to personally let you know that we will be keeping in touch with you to let you know about protests. Because there are some very important people who are very interested in the story. And that's why I wanted you to come on today, because I want people to be able to ask me questions so that I can ask you, so that we can clear up the speculations and the assumptions, because a lot of
Mhm.
people are making things up because they want to know what's really going on. So you guys can continue to let me know more questions in the live chat. Another question is, though, Angelica, did you go to the hospital for the injuries that you say you sustained because of the arrest, which
No,
is
I didn't. I didn't go to the hospital because I don't trust it. I don't trust it at this point, because if they see me on record, I feel like a cop or somebody can just easily go over there behind closed curtains and just do anything they want to do. I don't trust it right now. I don't even trust being out in public. So I have messages where they're telling me go to the hospital, and I'm telling them I'm scared because I don't at this point trust going anywhere locally, because I don't. I
and
don't feel safe.
so people are wondering also, why haven't you moved? I know moving is a
I
very
don't
big
have the
thing.
financial funds. It's not just easy of a mother of three pregnant with a partner who's always working but busting his butt off to help support us, to just get up and leave. That's why I'm asking others if they're willing to help. I would totally appreciate that, because it'll make the process more easier. Because it's not just, oh, why don't you get up and leave? Okay, let me ask you, why can't you get up and leave? Is it that easy? It's not that easy.
And
It's
you are
not easy
currently
for some.
pregnant. Guys, I think her phone went out again. She'll probably pop right back in. I'm reading some of these comments in the live chat, though. You guys know I'm going to light some of y'all up. I'm going to have to. Um, some of these things that are being said are disgusting, and I feel like
And
it's. Oh, Angelica, are you back?
yeah, because every time, because like when I don't touch the
It's
screen, it,
cut
it
off.
just,
It's fine.
yeah.
Um,
So where was I? I'm so sorry.
it's fine. It's to sum it up, and I'm just gonna say this. I feel like a lot of people are trying to find some type of holes in your story. What I don't understand is, of all stories to make up, what do you gain from making up that a child is being mistreated? I can understand if this was just something that she's saying without there being no video footage. But for you guys to actually see video footage of an African American child with an all white family, which is not the issue at all, but you guys see that it is an African American child with an all white family, and she's the only person who is not eating, but everyone else at the table is eating and laughing and looking happy. And this child is sitting at the table with her eyes very low, looking very like either she's sick or she's emotionally or mentally disturbed, like she's going through something. So if a regular person is walking past her and sees this child, they're going to think that this child is going through something. But if a regular person is walking past her and sees this child, me to read some people. So if you
Yeah.
guys can hear me, type one. Um, I'm just very disturbed. I'm very disturbed. I just need to make sure my boldies is with me. Type one boldies if you can hear me before I finish this read. Okay, I seen a one. Okay. Like I said, I'm very disturbed by people who are coming in the comments stating that Angelica's lying, Angelica's doing this for money, this is some type of exploitation to gain fame or to get funds. Like I said, and I'm gonna repeat it again because my phone cut out, it's very weird to me that human beings are upset at a person for calling out the fact that a child looked sick or disturbed, like they were going through something at a table with a family where everyone else is eating but them. Okay, that's weird to me. I don't understand why you guys would feel a way about, or why would you even think that someone would need to make that up to get fame or to exploit a situation for money. You've seen the video. And I can, that's why I said I can understand if she's just saying things and there was no video, because then it would be word of mouth, right? It would just be like, well, she's just claiming this. You guys see the video of Molly looking like she's sick or she's going through something. You see the video of everyone else at the table eating. You see the video of the father putting his arm on her shoulder and, you know, pushing her or walking away with her. You've seen the video. If this was an adoptive family who were so loving and happy to have Molly and their family, if a random person is accusing them of mistreating them, would you not jump up in the video and say, hey, that's not true, you're lying? Defend yourself. Instead, you ignored her, you got smart with her, and you tried to usher Molly away to try to, you know, to try to control the narrative. So to anybody who's saying that this could be some type of exploitation, why? Why would you think that if you've seen the video of this girl not looking well? I want someone to explain to me. If you want to tell me that she's lying, I might even let you up on here to debate with me. Because I'm ready for y'all. Because that's sick. This is the welfare of a child. But guys, I also have an attorney who wants to come on air and discuss this situation. So you guys can't really put your 2 cents in if we get an attorney up here that knows what they're talking about. So we're gonna allow this attorney to come on air. But while this attorney is on air speaking on, you know, the situation, I would love for the people who are saying that she's lying to come in the comments and explain to me what is a lie from the video that you've seen. I want to know. I'm very curious. So we're gonna allow the attorney to come on air. I'm so, it's just upsetting me that I even have to argue with people because whether she's really being sexually abused or not, there's something wrong with her. What if it's that she's sick? From the video, she looked like she could even be sick, and she's probably not properly being treated for whatever sickness. It could be pneumonia, COVID. Come on, guys. But we have the attorney on air, I think. 1 second, let me just confirm. Okay. The attorney will be joining. I will let you guys know once she's here. But I do want you guys to come in the comments and prove me wrong and let me know what is a lie and why can it be that Angelica is telling the truth, or why are you guys not commending her for just being concerned about the welfare of a child? I want
My
answers.
other question was if the case was that she was sick, because I wasn't told exactly what sickness she had, but if it was either a stomach ache, there would be some type of water or some medicine, some type of treatment. If it was because she was sick, why is she being exposed without a mask? All these questions would never go answered because nobody knows why she was even being exposed without a mask if she was sick, or why if she had a stomach ache or whatever the case is. Why not offer her some water and get her a meal, and later on, if she does get hungry, have it there on the side. Just something. Just doesn't seem right.
It doesn't seem right, and I'm even upset that I have to argue with people in your defense. I'm going to be completely honest with you because I believe in being real when it comes to me, you know, in my blogging and my journalism. If there was not a video, Angelica, I probably would be on the fence with believing how true it was, because it's easier for people to just say stuff and there not be no evidence
Mm-hmm.
behind it. And that's not me
Exactly.
saying that I want to discredit any woman or anybody, period, because if it's about the welfare of a child, I'm prone to believe whatever someone is saying. But what I'm saying is I can understand why people would be a little like, oh, I don't know, if there was no video. But for there to be video
Exactly.
is what is not making sense. Of course, there's no. Now, there isn't any video of her telling you that she was sexually abused, but there is video of you showing that she's not okay.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
it's just very weird to me. But like I said, I challenge the people who don't believe her to come in the call and explain to me why you think it's a lie, and we can talk about it because I want to know why would a person need to lie about a child not being treated fairly? Only a sick person would do that. So, Angelica, is there anything else that you wanted to uh, let the listeners know? This is your time, and I also wanted to know: have you been doing other interviews, or have it only been with us?
Yesterday I spoke with Nosy Hawks. I was informing her what happened. I had my witness who was in the cell with me tell her how they were mistreating me. Only that my punishment behind cells by Officer Torres was to not give me any socks, to not get because I was barefooted the whole time I was in there, to not feed me, and to not give me any water.
I'm not to cut you off, Angelica. We have the attorney actually in the studio. So, Angelica, you're more than welcome to stay. Um, I mostly will be directing my questions to her for right now. But, guys, we have an
Okay.
attorney in the studio named April Anita. So, thank you for joining us, April.
Good morning. You're welcome. Thank you for hosting this show. I appreciate everything you're doing. This is so important, so
Yes, it, it,
critical.
it, it is important. And I'm so glad to have a person like you who is an attorney here to discuss this case with me because there's a lot of things being said about Angelica from other bloggers and other media outlets. So she wants to know what can she do about that. But there's also a lot of questions people have about this case. So I guess I'll just ask you first. I'm pretty sure you've heard of the case, but what are your thoughts about it?
Oh, absolutely. Not only have I heard of the case has taken over my life. I am not sleeping trying to do things to ensure that this case is brought to the light because my initial gut reaction is just simply stated there's something shady going on. And I will disclose a
Mm.
little bit about my background for the listeners. I am a former assistant district attorney out of Atlanta, Georgia. They call me Triple A, April, the attorney from Atlanta. And I'm letting
Okay.
you know, as a former prosecutor and a former district attorney, that a misdemeanor offense like false reports is not an arrestable offense. The jails are too clogged with real criminalistic activity.
Mm. Mm.
Which is
Secondly,
why they try to use my traffic ticket as a warrant then, and, and which makes no sense.
I mean, well, there are several things because I have already put in a request for the body cam footage because I want to make sure you were properly Mirandized. I want to
Mm.
make sure that they had a female officer engage and facilitate the arrest with you since you are a woman with child.
Mm.
And I have a question for all the listeners that are talking about this arrest. Let's take the law and apply it evenly and equally. This past year, I live in California and Atlanta. I'm bi-coastal. This past year in California, we were tortured by this thing called Karens. They made false
Okay.
reports from sun up to sundown. So why can't we take this same law and apply it to them? So what I'll do for the Riverside Police Department, since I have time today, is I'll pull up every viral video of a Karen acting crazy in California, falsely accusing an African American of something so that they could arrest them on the same exact charge.
Ho- I, you know what? You just touched me. I'm not even going to give my opinion. I want you to continue. Take the floor because it's just crazy to me how you could be
Yes,
so
I love
passionate about
it.
this and you don't even have any ties to Angelica or Molly or this situation, period. But you see facts and you're reporting on facts. But then we have people who are in the comments trying to act like they're attorneys and they're lawyers and they're private, investigators. And what they're saying makes no sense.
Well, I'm sorry. I hate to report it, but a few episodes of Law and Order SVU does not qualify you to be an attorney. It does
Okay?
not.
It does
And
not.
I mean, people are so accusatory to say this woman is lying. I mean, in law, we look at vested interests. We call it bias. We try to glean, will someone have a vested interest in, making a fallacy, putting it out in the matrix? Angelica didn't know these people. She had no connection with this girl outside of locking eyes, physically seeing something was wrong. So even if the allegations came back and they said, "Oh, it wasn't true," I would be at ease if we knew the child was safe. And Angelica's video is demonstrative that she was onto something, because in my research, because I am very analytical, the police issued a statement about Miss Angelica saying that they spent hundreds of man hours on this case between four agencies. I couldn't count four. I counted the Riverside Police Department, the Gilbert Police Department, and the Child Protective Services in Arizona. I couldn't figure out who the fourth one is, so I'm waiting for them to email me back. But
Okay.
part two of that is, let's break it all the way down. For everyone that's saying Angelica is lying, let's use Instagram, because I like facts. Angelica recorded this video on Friday, August 20th at 1:44 p.m. California time. The Riverside police had already posted on their Instagram Sunday that they had opened, investigated, and closed the matter. So, over the course of the weekend, not even business hours, in 48 hours or less, they closed the investigation. They said later, Angelica caused them to utilize hundreds of man hours. Now, I may not be a mathematician, I specialize in the 30%, but hundreds of man hours in 48 hours don't add up.
At all.
Thank you.
At all. At all. April, before you continue,
Mm-hmm.
most people in the comments, they here for triple A. So you guys, okay, we're gonna put triple A's social media handle, her Instagram. We're gonna post it in the chat. You guys go show triple A some love, because she came here with the facts, and as you guys know, she is an attorney. And what she's saying makes sense. So we're gonna post her social media in here. We just tagged her on our Instagram page, so you guys can follow her directly from there if you're on Instagram as well. But I wanted to say, and I guess this is a question for Angelica. Angelica, some people are alleging that you have recanted and changed your story a couple of times. But from what I'm seeing and from what I've heard, I've never heard your story switch not once.
No, it's a lie. I've never changed my story. It's never been changed. It's been the same since day one, because that's all that happened. So how can I keep switching it up when that's what occurred? That's what was said.
And AAA, do you
Mm-hmm.
I like AAA, so that's what I'm gonna call you.
Okay, let's
Uh,
roll with it. I like it.
AAA, is there any documentation showing that Angelica has changed her story?
Based on everything that I was able to glean, no. And the crux of Angelica's story, everyone, is the video. So unless she's some digital, engineer and has the capacity to manipulate a video while pregnant and maintaining children, of course. But the
Uh,
video has remained the same from the top and the bottom. But if people want to come for Angelica, I say riddle me this. Even if we remove the video off the table, even if we took Angelica's piece of evidence and totally struck it from the case, that does not answer how we don't know where this little girl was adopted.
mm,
Thank you.
So let's unpack that, because I know there is a phone call that was recorded, but people doubt that. So everyone who's on here, I dare you to Google building blocks adoption. And what you will notice is they are based in Ohio. Molly lives
mm.
in Arizona, and building blocks adoption doesn't even facilitate adoptions in Arizona. So
Look,
let's just get back to the
I don't
facts.
want to read no comments. Y'all better not say nothing about Triple A, because she's coming with receipts, y'all. She has all of her things documented. Everything that she's saying has date, timestamps, everything. She's not playing. So Triple A knows what she's talking about, and that's why she's here on this show. And I really wanted her on here because I know Angelica right now is having some questions about, how should she go about things legally, because she's having a war with the Riverside Police Department. She's also having another war with other blog and media outlets, slandering her allegedly, so she's saying, and allowing their fans to attack her as well. So she wants to know, what can she do about both cases.
Okay, so it's twofold. I'll start with the easy one first. Angelica and everyone connected to Angelica, or everyone that cares about this case. So with the other blogs, she needs to send a cease and desist. People, and this is the thing with law, people think it has to be all willy nilly Shakespeare do thou. No, it does not. Plain language where people can understand I said what I said is the best. Make it unambiguous. She needs a short one paragraph cease and desist. Please cease and desist the defamation, or you will be sued. All of this will be used as evidence. Proceed accordingly. Signed, Angelica. I'm about that life.
And don't forget about that life.
Because the thing is, I'm an attorney, but I'm still who I am. And I'm at a point in my life where I don't code switch. I did that. I paid my dues. So I don't code switch for them. Baby, I am who I am.
Okay.
Angelica, so you need to get a cease and desist against these other bloggers to shut them up and put a gag order on them immediately. And as far as dealing with the
Yes.
Riverside police, I saw something that stood out because on your arrest docket, you were arrested with the other yesterday, but it says your court date was not until December. I said, went and looked up the court. I said, this small town doesn't even have a lot of crime. So why is it so far out? Because they thought that you were going to
Exactly.
sit there until they thought you were going to sit in jail until Nosy had everyone calling on your behalf. Misdemeanors such as falsifying a document is hardly an arrestable offense. You're booked, they take your photograph, and they send you home. But I will tell you my experience working in Fulton County District Attorney's Office and working with the Crimes Against Children and Women Prosecutorial Unit that investigating rape and starvation is longer than 48 hours, especially a weekend shift.
Mm.
Exactly.
Mm.
Wow.
So, with
Wow.
you, Angelica, I would encourage everyone who is doubting this to take your doubt and cast that upon the entities and agencies that did not protect this girl. Reshift your doubt, recalibrate your doubt to that. Why is it that a young lady who is connected to a family they work with our Underground Railroad? So, before everyone says, how do we know the family's connected with it? Go on the mom's Facebook page. Rebecca Becky Barlow Tiffany, and you see that
Mm.
picture, it's a little caricature, it's a photograph with a pink background. You zoom in, that's the Our Underground Railroad logo, and it says it at the bottom. Now let's talk about this
Wow.
organization and who they are, because I like to follow the money and get to it.
Okay. Period.
This
Mhm.
organization raised $21 million last year to fight sex trafficking. So I called and tried to volunteer with Our Rescue, and they declined my invitation to volunteer.
Hmm.
So they're out fighting sex trafficking, but it's only white men going to these remote villages in foreign countries with no internet, weak, destabilized governments, and it's no women. And they're the heroes. I don't buy the white savior. I don't. I'm not here for it yesterday. I'm not here for it today. But what I do know is everything going on with this case, Angelica. I'm telling you, it's on my spirit. It will be revealed. It will be exposed. They will not get away with this. There is no money and there's no force that could come against me. Because let me tell everyone listening, and please understand this about AAA. I answer to a higher authority.
Mm.
I answer to a higher authority. And Spirit
Mm.
has spoken, this is not right. And if anyone wants to come on this page trolling this girl while we are still trying to figure out where the hell is Molly, you need to check your moral compass. You need
Oh,
to check yourself.
it's okay, AAA. I got them. I'm gonna check them. Don't worry. I've been checking them left to right because I feel like I'm not gonna use my platform to tear down another woman.
There we
And I just
go.
feel like it's disgusting. Period. If a woman says that she witnessed abuse of any form to a child, whether you are a man or another woman, you should be standing with her instead of sitting here trying to find holes in her story. It's just weird. And the video shows Molly in distress. So that should be enough, period, for people to even be wondering about her well-being. But instead, people are more concerned about Angelica and the custody of her kids and all of this other stuff that I feel like is just a smokescreen distracting us from Molly.
Mhm. I am more worried about the fact that I woke up on Monday planning to go to work. I had no intentions of being an advocate. Anyone who follow me, you can see my page. Like I'm a normal person. I live my life. I frolic about. Like this is not my world. But when I called and every single agency was cavalier, when I identified myself to the DA as a former district attorney and gave my bar credentials and came at them professionally, and they were haughty and laughed and hung up in my face, there is something shady going on. And I am not a conspiracy theorist, but I followed the money. I've already sent in a FOIA request for our Underground Railroad so we can see how they spend their money. Something is not right with this organization. And what really troubles me and what really makes me nervous is they're connected with this organization, but there's no record anywhere of any people they've ever helped. Search
Mm,
the internet. I
mm,
dare you to challenge me, everyone, and search high and low. And what you will find out about our Underground Railroad is they're under investigation by the FBI and they've been kicked out of countries because they say that they're vigilantes and they don't have legal authority to do such. Because, y'all, think about this. What authority do these white men have to go in other countries? They're not cops, they're not the
mm,
government. They're just rich white men with lots of money going into third world countries doing what they want to do. But AAA is here to bust up the operation. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I don't scare easily. You can't buy me and you can't break me.
Okay, period. And you can't put a muzzle on her either. And I'm so grateful for you, Triple A, because you definitely just gave me life. You gave the Boldies life. And I think you put Angelica at ease
I'm
because
a
she's
Bodie.
been.
I'm a
Yes,
Bodie.
I
Oh, you are
felt
both.
so much at ease.
Well, thank you for being a Boldie. Hold on. Before y'all both go, I want to address somebody in the comments. Cat Pajamas, you're working very hard. You're actually working overtime to discredit Angelica. I've been allowing you to just come in the chat and spew negativity and hate, but you got to go. We're going to kick you up out the
Hold on.
studio.
Let's chat with Cat Pajamas. Cat Pajamas. Tap in. What is your issue? What is your beef? Let's unpack this.
I mean, if I didn't want a homicide, but you know what? We're going to do it. Cat,
Oh,
you're
baby.
more than
Double.
welcome.
Excuse me. Double homicide. Okay.
Okay, double homicide. You are more than welcome, Kat, to call into the studio. We could discuss this with you because you've been working overtime.
Okay. So
Um,
Cat Pajamas is constantly talking about who's being duped. What is the dupe?
yes,
Lay it
Cat
out, Cat
Pajamas
Pajamas.
is alleging that Angelica has changed her story more than once. Cat Pajamas is saying that Angelica made up a fabricated story about having a black eye, even though Angelica clarified what she meant. It's just they're working overtime, so
Well, Cat
you can.
Pajamas, how do you explain? Remove Angelica totally from the equation of this case. How do you explain the bruises on this young lady's knee? How do you explain
Mm.
this off
Thank
the grid
you.
adoption? How do you explain? You ready for this tea? Y'all ready for some breaking news tea? How do you explain the fact that all of the kids are enrolled in school, but Molly is homeschooled? And how do I know that?
Mm.
Look on Rebecca Barlow's Tiffany's Pinterest page because she has a board for every single child. And
Oof.
why on her Pinterest page does Molly's board have maid aprons and chore charts? And why not to wet the bed at that big age?
And then
But
let's
every
also talk about the fact that the father listed every child on his Facebook as his actual child, but Molly's not listed on there as his child. I mean, they use her for photo ops to show that they're one big blended family. They try to, have her posed up in the pictures, but yet you guys don't list her as your child on your social media accounts. And you also don't have her in school interacting with other kids, especially because of her background. But yet all of the other kids are in school, but she has to stay home.
and I see the comments. Pardon me, guys, because I'm looking at literally like three phones, helping with everything. I see the comments. It's my understanding, Angelica, and that's so vocal piping. Angelica does not have counsel, and that's why we have the GoFundMe. I am counsel, but I am licensed and barred for Georgia. I live in Atlanta and Los Angeles, so I can't take on the case in California. We need counsel in Los Angeles, excuse me, in California, to take on this case and be diligent and vigilantes about it. So Angelica, as of now, does not have counsel. And how you guys want to help is my understanding. Angelica has a GoFundMe to help with the counsel, the cost
Yes,
to
she
retain
has a
counsel.
GoFundMe. She's also listed, and if you guys look, we pinned it. Her GoFundMe. We'll list it again right now. There's a GoFundMe page. There's her Cash App page, and like Angelica and Triple A have stated, the funds are for counsel. They're for her legal matters. They're not for her to go shopping at the mall to put gas in her car. If you guys are thinking that, you're sick. She doesn't show proof multiple times of her being attacked, threatened, harassed. I've seen it with my
Yeah,
own eyes. I've
yeah.
looked in lives. And I've seen other bloggers talking about this, and their fans are saying, let's start a petition against Angelica. Let all these nasty, negative things, but no one is saying what's going on with Molly. So it's not for her, it's for legal counsel. But I was going to ask you that, Anita. So you definitely believe that Angelica
And wait,
should
and
seek
look
legal
at the
counsel?
trolls. Look at the trolls. Cat pajamas, you could come on my live. Listen, trolls, guess what? Leave, because if anything, and leave, because Angelica, if they put her on trial, she's gonna put the whole system on trial. Listen, trolls, the day and era of rich white people getting away with what they want is over. Triple A, that's so bold, and the Bodies is here. All of that shit is over. It's done. It
I
is a
was
new
trying to
era.
be. I'm trying to be professional. I'm not trying to really read them down. This is a really serious show, but they're trying to
Yeah.
bring it out. They want Remy's read, and I'm not going to give it to them
So
right
we'll
now.
focus on Molly. The
Yes, we're
Molly
going to focus
needs
on
help.
Molly because
Molly
Molly
needs
needs
help.
help, and Triple A is here to stay. Okay, you know what, Triple A? We got a lot of haters. I'm so glad you're here. We have a
Well,
lot of
Cat
haters.
Williams said, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing right,
Yeah,
baby. So
I
here it
know
is.
I'm doing it. I know I'm
There you
doing it
go,
right.
Mr.
But we got a lot of haters. We got a lot of people who be, other bloggers try to come for us. And we're going to start reporting on really serious matters as well. So I would love to be able to, phone you in to help me assist some of these
Of
cases like this
course.
one, because you done read the girls down and you did it, very like in a way that I feel like is professional, it's articulate, and you make sense. So we need AAA. We need more legal counsel from
I'm here
AAA,
to
but
serve. I'm here to serve.
you definitely do feel like Angelica needs legal counsel, correct?
App immediately, and eventually, right now she needs criminal defense, but later down the line, after December, her court date, she's going to need civil counsel. And in law, people are saying, what, why does she need civil and criminal? Civil and criminal lawyers are so different. So I always say you wouldn't go to the dentist for brain surgery. You want to get the specialized attorney. So do the criminal attorney to deal with these trumped up charges, and then she needs civil attorneys to file appropriate lawsuits against the people who have defamed her and put her and her unborn child and children at risk. And not only does she need to file a lawsuit, but every single person in her household who's felt the anxiety, the stress, and the negligent infliction and the intentional infliction of distress as a result of this.
Wow, so she's definitely
Wow.
going to need assistance, guys,
Yeah.
like Angelica has said, in getting funding for these things. So, whether you believe the story or not, even if you don't want to assist Angelica, why don't you guys start going in and investigating what's going on with Molly? Because AAA did her homework, and y'all see she came with receipts. So, for all the private investigators in the chat, maybe you guys should go investigate so we can see what's going on with
Mhm.
Molly instead of worrying about tearing Angelica down, because as you guys can see, she's going to need a lot of legal counsel, and that's what the GoFundMe and the Cash Apps are for. So, Angelica, there are some people in here who said they have some more questions for you. People are saying you really need a lawyer. Some people are saying they'll feel more comfortable donating to your lawyer personally. So once you do find a lawyer that you're interested in, maybe you can make it public knowledge. I don't know. Uh, is there a way, AAA, that people can donate to like a lawyer directly, or should it just all go to Angelica?
It should all go to Angelica because each state is different with
Mm-hmm.
retainers and
Mm-hmm.
commingling funds. So the law is very strict. So to keep it clean, and I just remind people, don't forget, it's more cost than just the lawyer. It's the cost of if the counsel is out of town, she may need to spend the night. Angelica's pregnant,
Okay.
gas, things like that. So it's more cost associated with it than just, hey, pay the lawyer, because she may not want a lawyer in that town because everyone's so connected to Riverdale. So if the lawyer's in LA 4 or 5 hours out, she may need to get a hotel, may need to get a rental car, things that go with retaining counsel. Well, the best counsel she can get, which probably will be out of Los Angeles, San Francisco, and California.
Yeah, definitely. And then and I'm so glad AAA you're here. I want to thank you for coming on air because you definitely gave our boldies a different insight. You gave me life, and now I could brag and say, "Look, if y'all play with me, I'm calling AAA." So
That's right.
I'm so glad that you came on the show today because I definitely appreciate it. And you done gained some fans. They in the comments saying they're here for you, girls. So make sure y'all go follow AAA on Instagram, but we are going to go ahead and make a post after the show. And we're going to list your social medias. We're going to list Angelica's Cash App, GoFundMe. And Angelica, if there's any social media page that you do have that's active, feel free to text that to me so I can include that in the post as well.
Okay.
But
And Angelica, I have one question because
go ahead.
I have people helping to try to, and that's a vote. I want to give you some tea behind the scenes for you to break. But Angelica, there's a question because people are trying to find your phone, because I work with everyone. I made a lot of friends. I did a lot of favors in this business. Is your phone the one that was confiscated? Is it an iPhone or Android?
It's an iPhone.
All right, that's all we need to know. Thank you. I won't
Uh,
say anything else on
and
air.
AAA also, do you work for the FBI too, AAA? Because look at you, you coming ready, okay? Like,
Listen,
but no,
I just sniff it out. I just sniff it out. Like I'm a black
okay.
woman practicing law, and I sniff it out, and I care.
Well, I feel it. I know the Boldies feel it and they see it. I know Angelica feels it. Um, and I'm really, really happy that you came on air. So, I am gonna put my, because guys, I have to change my Instagram name around a little bit. So I'm gonna put my new Instagram name in the chat for you guys to follow me right now. But April, we will definitely be contacting you right after this show, as well as you too, Angelica, to talk about how we can further help assist, because we want to help you. Okay,
Yeah.
we all want
Yeah.
to help you. We want to spread the word. But I do appreciate you both coming on the show. I thank you guys very much.
And that, it's so many things, but someone is saying, don't forget, that's so bold to tell them that Gilbert Police Department was under investigation for adoption fraud. And guys, I would ask all the Boldies to also, there was another indictment just last month about, I mean, excuse me, 6 months ago. Gilbert tax assessor was indicted for a major adoption fraud where he was going to foreign countries, the Mauritius Islands, selling babies. Look it up. If you think I'm making it up, look it
Wow.
Mm.
up. And you could pull the
Ooh.
indictment. That's so bold. I'll pull the indictment and give it to you so you could drop it.
You know, AAA, we may have to do another show with just you with some like we gonna figure it out because you have so many receipts, and I think people need to start seeing receipts as well as hearing it. So I would love to have you come back up on a show with me so we could
Absolutely.
further discuss this. And Angelica, if we need to tap you in, girl, you know we'll tap you right on in.
Yes,
But
of course.
this has to definitely be talked about further because this is crazy. But oh, hold on. Oh yeah, they want a live AAA. So when are you free? We're gonna set this up right now.
Okay. Okay.
When
They
are you
want
free? Just give me a date, you know, and I'm gonna make it happen.
a live for which matter? I mean, look,
Well, we could. What y'all want us to talk to AAA about? Do you guys want her to give more of her opinion on the Angelica and the whole Molly situation, or do you guys want to hear about some other cases? I want to hear more about your opinion on this situation, though.
okay, and every single thing I say, I always have a receipt. Like I am a black woman who's practiced law in countries like Dubai where they don't like women doing such. So I have to be tight. So everything I tell you, I have a source in an article that I have vetted and I have emailed them down to the person who wrote that article about Angelica in NBC Palm Springs. Look him up. His name is Nico Payne on Instagram. Him and I have been chatting. He's an amateur reporter and an inspiring model. Why did they give someone like that such a big case?
Mm. Yeah, we got to have you back in the studios. They saying they want to hear you talk about everything, but we're gonna just start with this Molly situation because you have the receipts, and we got to show the Boldies these receipts. So you don't have
Yes.
to let me know now. You can. I'll message you after the show, and we'll
Okay.
set something up for the Boldies. Okay?
Okay. I
But
am
I do.
open. Thank you for having me. I'm just so grateful to you for everything you're doing.
Well, I'm grateful for you, and I know Angelica is, and Angelica, we got your back. But both of you guys, thank you for stopping by the show.
Thank you,
First,
Bodhi's.
thank you guys.
Everyone,
Okay,
good vibes.
okay, period. Okay, Boldy. So as you guys can see, we had Angelica on the show, and we also had Triple A, April Anita on the show, guys. And this is a very serious matter. So the people who are coming in the comments to troll, I would just advise you if you don't have anything helpful to say, just don't say anything at all. Right now, it's justice for Molly. We want to know what's really going on with her. We want to get a background of her story. We want to know she's okay. So instead of y'all worrying about tearing Angelica down, supporting these negative bloggers, let's worry about Molly, okay? And we're gonna do what we gotta do to make sure she's good. And I'm also going to assist Angelica with making sure she's going to be safe and making sure that she's going to get the proper counsel that she needs. So y'all, that was really it. We just had to do a follow-up show with our boldies, but y'all already know what it is. We have some really good things coming next week that's outside of this in the entertainment gossip world. We have a lot in store, y'all, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. And I want you guys to go follow us on TikTok because a little birdie told me we about to be real heavy on TikTok as well. So y'all make sure to follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, and continue to follow us and tweet us on Twitter, okay? But on that note, y'all, I'm gonna wrap up this show. Justice for Molly. You know, we're gonna look out for Angelica, and you guys will definitely be getting another live with me and Triple A. But on that note, y'all, I'm out.